situated.
All right, I think we are good to go. So, hey guys, how are you? Screen is crooked. Let me fix it. I swear it looks like it's not crooked, and then I go on, it's crooked. So I wanted to come on today and make a fall wreath. So I made a wreath yesterday as a custom wreath for someone who lives in the desert. So that was like a first for me. They're out in Oregon, they're in the desert. And so to break up like the landscape, this woman, like she tried to plant flowers and, you know, different colors just to, again, like break up like the vibe of it. And the deer and the rabbits have like eaten all of her plants. So she was looking for some more vibrant colors to kind of offset what she is having a hard time growing. So it was interesting because she had ordered a spring wreath and just asked me to like put in some elements. And then as I started like pulling things out, I'm like, this whole thing just needs to like be from the beginning. So she got a custom wreath, and I really like the color combos that she came up with. So I wanted to make another one. It's one that definitely, it could be used for summer, but it also can definitely be a fall wreath. So hers had a little bit more greenery than we're going to be using. So ours will be more for fall than summer. All right. And I don't know if you caught last night or if you caught the replay of doing the unboxing with TCT Crafts, but there were a couple like really, really special things. So one of them is, this is called flocked fishtail fern, which I always thought flocked meant like the snow, like snow frosted, but it's not. I mean, it looks almost like velvety. It's plastic. All right. Let's see, my phone should now be on Do Not Disturb. Yes, so this is one of them. Okay, so this is TCT Crafts. Another item was this Farasilk ribbon, which I love. It's really, really beautiful. It's classic. We use it in a fall design, but I feel like you could use this year round. And then I used up most of everything, but I did have 2 of these peonies left over. So these would be great in floral arrangements. I mean, they're so lifelike. And there's just so much like depth to them that I feel like you'd want to like see them up close. So anyways, we are going to be designing with some, let's see, some burgundy, maroon, orange, and maybe some yellow. So usually I like to just kind of like frame everything out with ficus. This is not really ficus season, and I know not everyone loves the ficus. So we're going to be using, I believe these are called tea leaves. I could be totally wrong. I know this one is from TMI Gifts. They're both from TMI Gifts. This one's terracotta, and then this one's olive. I might be messing up the foliage name though, but I thought they are a great substitute for ficus because it's going to lay out, you know, where we're going to be working and designing in. Okay, so we're going to be doing a crescent wreath today. So a crescent wreath is just like a crescent moon. So we're going to have one half covered and then the other half exposed. And usually, you know, this part ends up being thinner on the ends, just like a crescent moon. So I'm just going to take off some of the stray branches here. And you can use your hands. Some people like to just leave them on too. You don't have to take it off. I like things that just, it looks a little bit more polished to me, but it all depends on what look it is you're going for. So, you know, when you're designing, obviously you want it to be something that you love, not something that's following, you know, someone else's rules necessarily. So I'm Just gonna clean this up a little bit. This is a decent wreath. It's pretty symmetrical. So we do want to always show like our best side. And this really doesn't have a bad side, but I will say between the two, I think this side is just a little bit nicer looking. It has some more of like the thick branches. So that's the part we're gonna leave exposed, and we're not gonna cover it with anything. Okay, then I'm gonna take, this is grapevine wire. Okay, and I'm gonna just feed it through a large branch, or this doesn't really have a real thick branch. So I'm going to put it through a few of the thicker ones. All right, and then I'm just gonna twist it off at the ends. Okay, we're making a loop so that if you are selling, you know, your customer can take this right out of the box and it's kind of like ready to go. And then I like to just mark them with a bow because the grapevine wire does its job. It blends in very, very well. So it can easily get lost. So when I'm designing, it's nice because it kind of keeps me focused on what the top of the wreath is, like where my North Star is when I'm designing. And then also, you know, again, that added bonus of when somebody takes this out of a box, you know, they kind of get the suggestion on this is how you might want to hang it. All right. So my glue pot is heating up, but I think she's good enough to go. Let's see. I don't know if you guys use the glue pot or the glue gun. I use both, but like for this part of the designing, I love using a glue skillet or a glue pot. It's just much easier than having to like pick up the glue gun, put it down, all that stuff. So that is my preference. I am rocking my Surebonder t-shirt today. I'm going to be presenting at Wreath Makers Live next week with my wreath bestie, Ashley from Three Little Greenwoods. And we are sponsored by Surebonder. And so they're giving us all of the tools that we're going to be using. So we're going to be getting the skillet kit, which comes with this really cool silicone glue mat, which if I had had that years ago, it totally would have saved so many tabletops because it really catches everything. So we're gonna have that. We're gonna have the green glue pots with the little stir sticks, the glue pellets, and then we're gonna be getting these guns, the glue guns. So this is like the 60 watt. You always want to use high temp glue because if something is going to be in direct sunlight, something could get hot enough that if it's low temp glue, it could actually like start to like liquefy again and not hold. So what I like about this one is it's high temp, okay, and you can use it wirelessly, but then also if you're doing something like, you know, going around the entire like base of the wreath, just as like a little bit of reinforcement, you can also just keep it plugged in like this. So it's great because it's got options. So this is my go-to. So Ashley and I are gonna get one of these each. Super excited. Shipped everything down to Texas yesterday, and I'm just like praying that everything makes it because otherwise we're gonna be in some trouble. All right, so to get started, I am going to set the parameters for our design. And so I'm going to start in the top corner. So when I'm designing, I always think about like muscle memory. Like the more you make something and the more you do something the same way, the easier it is to just kind of go on autopilot and design something without a lot of like questioning and pausing and freezing and all that stuff. So with this wreath recipe, I've done it a million times, and this is what I teach in workshops. So whenever I'm starting a crescent wreath, I already know, you know, what this part's gonna look like. And I have a general sense for how the placements of things are gonna go, whether it has a bow, it doesn't have a bow. So if you're somebody who needs to kind of like bulk up your Etsy shop on short notice, or you have a craft show that you have to get ready for, it's great to have a couple of recipes that are just easy to kind of fly through. And it's also, I just think it's enjoyable because, again, you're not worrying about how everything's going to end up looking because you already pretty much know. I like these leaves. Definitely from TMI Gifts. I just don't know. I don't know if they're called tea leaves. So we did our whole Christmas in July with TMI Gifts on Saturday. It was a private Facebook group. It's free. And there were, I want to say 8 or 9 designers. There were wreaths decorated. There were swags. There was a tree, Christmas tree, garlands, like mantles. There were so many things that were done. Mesh wreaths as well. And that's all still accessible. I'm thinking it's going to be on Facebook until Facebook deletes it, so probably like another 3 weeks. So if you wanted to just jump in and see, some of the designers are Ashley from Three Little Greenwoods. I'm there. Melanie from, I believe it's Luxury for Less. She did an awesome tree, like awesome. We have Lori from TMI Gifts on there designing a Whoville, like a pink, like pink pine wreath. Super, super cute. We have Courtney from Southern Owls. We have Lindsay from Tarnation Creations. We have Victoria from Victoria Vines. And we have Angela from Barrel of Wreaths. So we had a ton of people. It was a long day, but it was like a really, really great experience. So if you are looking to kind of get some ideas around your winter designs, I would say you can either go to my page on Facebook, which is Enchanted Vines, or you can go to TMI Gifts website as well. Facebook page, and then just ask to join the group, and we'll let you right in. Hey, Connie, how are you? Let me move this light. Hey, Carolyn. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. I know, I kind of like popped on randomly. I'm going to be in Texas next week for Wreath Makers Live, so I wanted to have a little time here with my YouTube peeps. So we're making a fall wreath, and it's gonna have some bold, bright colors with some reds, oranges, and then also some deep ones like our aubergine, which is like a deep plum. I should just say that because that I can pronounce. All right, so I'm gonna start with my larger blooms first. Okay, this is how I consider like making things by a pattern. Okay, because you put your larger flowers in first. And you're gonna just see as we go, the more of these that we put in, it then just starts to show where the gap is, where the next flower should go. So when we're working with floral bushes, we just wanna keep in mind that they do vary in bloom size. So for this one, we have 3 smaller blooms, and then we have 4 good sized ones, just so we're kind of spacing it out accordingly. And then when I'm doing this, you're gonna see I'm gonna just go back and forth. It just makes it mirrored, it makes it more symmetrical. You know, the colors and the textures will be more even. So if you see me do something once, I'm probably gonna do it twice. And then let's see. All right, let's put one of these up in this corner. And then let's repeat that and put one below. And if the foliage is going to be in the way, you can just pull it off. Some people save it and use it to, you know, line the back of a wreath so it doesn't scratch a door. I typically just discard them unless there are certain leaves that I really love and will use, like reuse, but normally the ones on like a bush like this, I would just like toss. Allie, I feel like I haven't seen you in so long. How are you? Alley-oop. And that, your mom used to call you that, right? Is it Allison and your mom called you Alley-oop? Something super cute. So nice to see you. I have to get a little bit more consistent with like what time I go on. I've not been that good about it. Just been kind of jumping on when I feel like it, but I'd much rather have like a set time so that I can see you guys. And yes, that is how Allison got her nickname, Alley-oop. Super, super cute. Of course I remember you. Of course. All right, next we're gonna go in with these peonies. So far the products that we're using as far as florals go, these are from TMI. I'm sorry. These are from Pioneer. Wrong place. All right, but we are going to be using flowers from different wholesalers, different retailers, all that stuff. Yeah, so Connie, I don't know if you saw in the beginning, but I did show the Ferris Silk ribbon. Okay, because this is from, hey Leslie, 2 days in a row. Buy a lottery ticket. I'm telling you, we're lucky right now. So yeah, Connie, so this is the ribbon that was used last night. It's $29 at TCT Crafts, but then you can get the 15% off discount with the promo code. It's beautiful. It's beautiful ribbon. So I think I would use it like a little at a time just because I want to get the most out of it. Like maybe using it for like, you know, just a few loops versus the one I did last night. I think I made like 6 or 8 loops with it. All right, so now we're gonna start again, top corner. Oh, you know what I'm realizing is that these are the same, hold on. Let me use something else because these are the same shape. They're like the same bush, they just have different stems. The one I did yesterday had mums. Let me grab them real quick because I don't want to not use them either. One sec, guys. Yeah, these will be much better. Okay, because now we have a different shape going on versus just like repeating the same one. Leslie, what are you up to today? I have like still not packed for Texas. Oh, I'm so glad you like the flowers. So yes, for Wreath Makers Live, there's like a theme every night. And I have some of the clothes for it, but I do not have all of it, which is making me nervous. I have my pajamas, which they're strawberry shortcake, which honestly I'm surprised I didn't already have anyways, because there's like a pajama and bingo night. There is a like homecoming, like kind of like homecoming, I don't know. You know, like when you sign like yearbooks and all that stuff and wear letter jackets. So I have stuff for that. But I need a prom dress, and I need something that is from the decade I was born in, which is the 90s. No, I'm just kidding. It's the 70s, and I don't like hippie stuff, and I don't really want to do disco, and so I'm like really struggling with it. So I keep trying to find like other like icons from that era, and I see Farrah Fawcett, but I'm like, it's kind of like the collar pop thing, which people kind of wear nowadays as well. I have got to, sorry, this light is like so intrusively bright for me to read the screen. Oh, Leslie, you have your granddaughter. How old is she? Let me try and do this without, okay. She's 5, so she's got her personality out there. Is she a sassy one? 5 is like a fun age. Certain ages just aren't fun. I know like whenever someone says an age, they're like, oh, that's so fun. But it's like Like 8, it's like, you know, 2 can be hard or 3 can be hard to manage. But when they start talking and like kind of showing you who they are, I think it's just awesome. I miss those days. I would give anything to hold my baby. She's very sassy, yes. Yep, we're going to be using different shades of the orange as well. So these are some floral bushes that I have from last year, and I have a bunch of them. And I'm pumped because this recipe that I'm doing, I really like the mix of it. So I'm actually glad I have so much of it on hand. Sometimes you get stressed when you have like too much of something. But what I like about these peonies is that they kind of are bridging the gap between golden and orange versus the hydrangea on here that are like a nice kind of like burnt rust orange. She starts kindergarten. Oh, is it your daughter or your son? Well, you know what I mean. How do I say it? Which one? Which of your, are you the parent of the father or the mother? Good Lord, Cara, that should not have been so hard. I don't know why I could not word that. Because I feel like for moms, that can be a little tough. Like I remember when my daughter went off to kindergarten, I was like so ready for her to just like cling to me and cry and all this stuff. And she was like, peace. She just took off. And that was like the end of it. And like other parents are like consoling their kids. And I'm like, yeah, she's gone. I guess my job here is done. But it is kind of like they're kind of going off on their own. It's your son's little girl. Okay. Sorry, I struggled with the wording. Your daughter has 2 golden retrievers. Can't go wrong with that. Cannot. We have the sweetest retriever on this street. His name's Remy. He's so strong, and he looks like a lion. He's beautiful. He's got very like long fur, but he is a very, very strong boy. But he's very sweet. So I actually want him and Bruno to do like a play date at some point. All right, so same thing with this bush. Okay, 4. So there's 5 here in total. 4 of them are more like this, like side to side, and 1 is this large head. So I just want to keep that in mind, like if I want to balance it or if I'm not going to use it, you know, like if I only want to use the 4 and just leave that out, I could do it that way too. And it's nice because the more you work with things, the more you like know what to expect. A little glue there. I don't know if you guys saw my my Facebook post about the hawk yesterday, but I went to take a photo of this custom wreath, and like, so there's like a peak, I guess, over my front door, you know, like up on the roof, and there was like a mama hawk up there, and as soon as I came out, she like swooped, it's not like she like grabbed me, but she went down a little and then went up, and it scared me so much because I had no idea what was going on, and I was like yelling and swearing. And so obviously when I put it on Facebook, I just put like hawk noises over it. But I have shared the actual audio with some people, and I'm just ridiculous. I'm just a ridiculous human being. But it's a big hawk, and I'm guessing she's got a nest because one of the neighbors said that she was on their lawn, and I'm like, ugh, I think she's getting snacks. Because in this neighborhood, we never have like full-grown bunnies, which tells me that they just don't make it, which makes me sad. But I know it's nature. It is what it is. But yeah, she flew off and she landed on my neighbor's roof and was just like staring, like looking around. So she was on a mission for something. She was on a mission. I am just going to take this out and move it down a little bit just so it's kind of trailing at the end. Because again, like the crescent moon, it's like thick and then it goes out and it's thin. And I see people are designing for Christmas and I'm like, even my mom was like, you're behind schedule. I'm like, thanks. Thanks, Kiki. I know. It's so hard to like stay ahead of everything. Let's see, what else? Let's put in some aubergine. So again, this bush has like 9 stems. 6 of them are the full-size cabbage roses, and then 3 of them are small. They're little baby blooms. And I'm gonna keep the foliage off of this one only because it's got that like nice vibrant like springy color to it and I don't really want it, whereas like this has more of that darker tone for fall. Not that it's gonna have that much of an impact, but I don't really want them showing, so I'm just gonna pull them off real quick. Sometimes I touch this thing and I get it all twisted. All right, so we are going to start in our top corner. Let's see. Let's start there. And again, this is like with the pattern, so if you're not sure where something goes, then this is telling me, okay, it's gonna go right below these two. So like a little puzzle, it does all fit the way it's supposed to. And it's serving as your guide when you just go like back and forth, back and forth. What do we think of this color combo? Because I don't think it's for everyone, but I think it's like, I think it's beautiful. I think it does pick up like all of the, like that harvest feel versus just like the straight, you know, orange and red, which that's beautiful as well. It's just to each their own. But I don't know. Do you guys like the purple in there? I'm always liking the moody colors. Oh, and I didn't put one here. You love anything burgundy, yes. I thought I just saw something. I'm like, there was like a nest of mice outside, and now I'm just constantly looking. I'm like petrified of anything being left out. Yeah, I love burgundy too. I think it plays very well against so many different colors, kind of like how the hot pink, like, and lime, like there's certain colors that just, they can kind of like make anything like take a sharp turn, but like in a good way. Alley-oop likes it too. Awesome. Awesome. And then let's just put a little baby bloom at the end. So they kind of have a little mama baby pairing here. direction of this a little bit. All right, let's see how that is looking. Let's go in with some textured pieces to kind of break up our flowers. So, let's see. I'm not going to use this yet. I'm obsessed with this fishtail fern. So pretty. I want to say it's less than $9. Less than $9, but then that's before the promo code. So the pricing is great. So what, it's probably like $7 and change or so. All right, so this was also part of that orange, the peony and hydrangea bush. So this has like some heather, kind of like some thistle to it. It's nice, it's great for the season, and it definitely adds a lot of visual interest. And when I think about visual interest, I think about, like, when I go to the museum, there are certain things that, like, I stop, you know, and I need to process what I'm looking at. Last time I went, there was this painting of, I think it was like a painting of like a young woman. And when I went to walk by it, all of a sudden, like, the background of it went from like kind of like a maroon to black. So then I kept like walking towards it and walking back, and it was like an illusion. I don't know how it was painted to look like that, but it was so amazing. And then I'm like, what else am I missing if I don't like stop to really look and process what like different art is doing, like what makes it so special. Actually, I wish I knew the name of that painting because it was super cool. It was in the room with like Renoir, but this is at like the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston, but I think there's other artists in there. So it wasn't like one of his, I don't think. Hey, Valerie, how are you? Valerie, I love that lamb's ear wreath. Could totally use that all year round. I feel like hanging that on a mirror. You could even put that in like a baby nursery. Like, there's so many places you could put that. And just like the way everything was placed, you know, certain things just have such a great flow, and that had such a great flow. And then I loved like the ribbon, the little extra oomph. Very, very beautiful. I think that's gonna go quick. I don't know if that's a multiple for you, but to me that just seems like something that would sell over and over again. All right, so I'm gonna have these on the ends. I always want something interesting on the ends. And these guys are gonna do the job. Posted as a listing and adding fall elements. And then a Christmas one. Yeah, I can also see like white pumpkins on that, or like, you know, white pumpkins or like pastels, like not necessarily like the harsh orange. And how would you do it for Christmas? Would it be like bright red berries? I'm very curious. I'm gonna be watching for this. I did get some really nice berries from Pioneer. They're frosted, which I was hoping they weren't, because I wanted to use them for this season. They were they're wine colored, and they're wine colored and they're so pretty, but then they had like that little sparkle to it, and I was like, eesh. But they'll be perfect for winter. And we're gonna stay tuned with Valerie as to what direction she takes her beautiful lamb's ear wreath with. And if you haven't seen it, so it's all the way around, but it's like everything is placed like meticulously, which for me, I struggle with some of that. I'm not good at like the things that are kind of like perfection. I'm better at the messy. And Valerie, that's like a lot of technique in there that you used. It's beautiful. And after this, Valerie, I'm recording a video for next week. So I have to make a Christmas wreath, even though I'm like saying I'm just not there. I'm I'm going to be making a cardinal themed Christmas wreath for the group. And I think we're going to do a bunch of like behind the scenes, which I think will be fun. Let's see. Just going to put a little more in here. And I was kind of going through the roster for Wreath Makers Live because it's 3 days and it's like so jam-packed and there's so many different, like there's like business related presentations, design ones, like things like that. So, I mean, it's going to be really cool because when I went years ago, I just did not know all like the designers. Like now I'm more familiar with people's work. So it'll be even better. I was very shy when I went, kind of stuck to myself, which for anybody going, you want to make the most of it. And you make the most of it by like kind of going out of your comfort zone and introducing yourself and getting people's contact information and all that stuff. So yeah, it's going to be fun. My daughter's flying down with me and then she's ditching me because her friend lives in Houston. All right, so let's do I want to add anything else? Okay, so oh yeah, these are really pretty. They have berries. I almost didn't order these because it says they're Real Touch. Okay, these are from Pioneer. And I guess maybe they are, but these are like coated like anything else. Because I always think like Real Touch florals are not meant to be outdoors, but this can go outside. So I was actually really excited about it. It does really well in playing off like other colors. It looks a little bit darker here, but in their catalog against different colors, it kind of looks almost like a hot pink with some color combos. But yeah, I did not know it's got these like dark berries. Okay, I'm liking this. Let's start below because it's already all curved. Oh, I did not secure well. Yeah, and getting ready for next week, you know, it's like, I always think it's good to have like weddings and like things to go to, like a reason to like shave your legs, like get your hair looking nice, do your nails, all that stuff. So yesterday I went and had my eyebrows done and it was just somebody I hadn't been to before. And so I said, you know, I have a scar. Oops, hold on. I'm like mangling this thing. Hold on 1 second. Let's find a good spot for you. Yeah, so I said, you know, I have a scar from having my eyebrow pierced, so I don't want any of that like hair removed. Somebody did it once and I was horrified. And literally the next thing she did was she took the hair off of it. And then she's like, well, now I'm nervous that I did it or something. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So yep, I will be rocking my piercing scar for this. I'm very, very thrilled. I'm trying to like pencil it in as much as I can, but I was like, I literally just asked like that not be done, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what the process was, but my scar is back. And I've always had a theory because I got my eyebrow pierced, and then my parents, they hated it, obviously. And piercings weren't quite as common as they are now, so it seemed a little rebellious. But one morning I woke up and my eyebrow ring was gone and I could not find it anywhere. It wasn't in the sheets. It wasn't anywhere. And I just like have a theory that somehow my mother managed to take it out in my sleep. I mean, I went and got it redone, but getting it redone again over scar tissue like was not fun. Hurt a little bit more. You never know what that Kiki can do. See if she'll ever out herself. So I do like those. Okay. And then we are going to use this flocked fishtail fern. It is a pusher. Again, to me, it looks like it's velvet, but it's like a nice plastic. It's going to do well outdoors. Very cool. I've never seen this foliage before. I've never heard of it before. And I've never heard of something that's flocked that doesn't have like the snow on it. So I need to get the definition of flocked. Like, is it just a coating or like, what is it? All right, let's start top corner. This came together like very, very quickly. This is a testament to muscle memory, I think, because everything is just kind of falling right into place. And because I'm designing at an angle and I can't see the front, like I always end up doing some zhuzhing afterwards. So zhuzhing is just like those adjustments. And oftentimes I don't even catch things until like I'm photographing it on my door. So if you see something's off, there's a good chance it will be corrected. Let's see. Let's see if we can have this kind of follow the curve. Yeah, and you can even take, you know, branches like this and just kind of like spread them out in between the flowers. So now it's like we have some here, here, and here, which I think looks nice. And then you're getting like so much more like bang for your buck when it comes to this greenery. And let's just repeat this below. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pull some down. I'm going to pull some over. And pull some up. And that way it's adding a little extra color. And it's also just covering more, giving us more visual interest with the texture piece. Okay, I just have a little gap right here. I think we'll put just a couple of these little guys in. Like, I don't feel like we've been designing a long time. Let's see. It's been 43 minutes and we're almost done. Plus always takes me a minute to get going. And I also have some of, oh, okay, we got choices. So we have these laurel branches. I thought they were magnolia, but they're laurel. Or I've been liking this year. So this is a new product to me anyways. This is from Pioneer. And so I love the tops. Certain spots I don't really want the orange, but it's got brown and like kind of like a gold or a copper. And then it has the red underneath. But like there's been designs where I've just used kind of those top two colors. Let's just use a few of these as fillers. And I might repurpose the red because they're nice quality. All right, so I just want to go in and fill a few gaps. don't want to see our grapevine. Oh, see, like that looks so pretty together. You really kind of wouldn't think, I mean, it looks brown, but when you put it next to that dark plum, it actually like picks up some of the colors. Not sure if you can like see that. Always fun experimenting with different color combos. Let's just do, I think, 2 more. Yeah, what do you guys think of this? It actually, it works so much better than I thought it would. Maybe I should have even left the red on. Maybe that would have had a nice contrast to it as well. All right, the only thing that's kind of lacking is like right here and right here. And I can just use 2 pieces of this. Just kind of like for this outer curve, I feel like it just kind of goes flat where we want it to like gradually dissipate and be on the thinner side. The rest kind of has a halo around it and this side just doesn't. So just a little something and just giving it a little bend. So it's going to follow the curve of the wreath. Let's sort this back a little bit more. All right, that feels better to me. And we'll repeat below. I think I want to do one more up top. Just a little guy. This is when like the OCD gets in the way a little bit. Now I want it nice and balanced without the spot needs a little bit. All right, but yeah, here we have our wreath. So this is our fall design. I'm definitely going to be going with this color palette a bunch, I think, this year. I'm just really feeling it, but who knows? Whenever you get new materials, you kind of switch gears. But yes, I am digging this. Again, this wasn't even my color combo. This is somebody who asked for an existing wreath to be tweaked by adding red, orange, and burgundy, and that's kind of what inspired this whole thing. So I'm going to give props to Christina in Oregon in her desert home because she was like the foundation for me coming up with these colors. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will be going live next week. But yeah, I'll be at Wreath Makers Live, so pray for me. I'm going to be going on Thursday with Ashley. Pray for us both, that everything goes off without a hitch. And I will be checking in with you guys when I get back. Have a great day, guys. Thank you, Leslie. Enjoy your grandbaby today. Oh, I'm so glad you guys like it. Thank you. Jackie, Sherry, hey guys. Awesome, so glad you like it. All right, well, I will be checking in later, so I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.